I need to find another puta.
50 Randy Quids.
You wanna go golfing?
50 Randy Quids.
Oh, fucking special white chocolate over here.
50 Randy Quids.
You instinctively knew that Daddy wasn't gonna like it.
We watch movies so you don't have to.
Welcome to 50 Randy Quaid's. I am your host, Chuck Banner, and with me my co-host as always,
Jay Biggs.
that's Jay White Chocolate Biggs. And Tanner Ricardo isn't with us this episode. He's off with the Fox River Fallout, getting down and stomping their feet and playing the instruments that they play. But we do have some guests with us.
Mutari.
And Bad Kitty.
Alright, we watched Chappie. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us on our Facebook page. Tweet us or email us at 50randyquaids@gmail.com, and we'll talk about it on our next show. Alright, so this movie's tagline was, humanity's best hope isn't human. Alright, so Chappie is an action crime sci-fi movie. I mean, I guess there's some sci-fi in there because there's AI, but I didn't really see it as too much of a sci-fi movie.
I had robots, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Is zombies sci-fi?
What movie had robots in it that wasn't a sci-fi movie? Like humanoid robots.
I mean, that's a good
Androids.
point, but I don't know. I just don't really see it too much as a sci-fi movie. It's more of an action movie.
It's an action sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Action sci-fi comedy.
Right.
Because there was a mullet.
We can't create those robots yet, so it's got to qualify as sci-fi.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, everybody knows we're going to get there, but we're not there yet.
Well, I mean, the tagline for the movie was humanity's best hope isn't humans, so... But, I mean, I don't know, because the end of the movie, consciousness, I mean... shit happens. But either way, this movie took about $49 million to make, and worldwide it made $104.4 million, and in the United States it made $31.5 million. So the movie did do good. I mean, it made money, doubled its amount or more.
Not surprising.
And was it all because of Hugh Jackman's mullet, or?
There were two mullets.
But that was the best one.
There was two
I wrote down modern
dude.
mullet because it was the modern take on the mullet, man. He's gonna rock it and everything from here on out, or at least he better.
All of the hairstyles in that movie were awesome.
I like
Besides
the
maybe
gang
like
dude's mullet with the little
America
popcorn
had like a
on top
normal
of his
head.
and then the long braids down the back.
That guy looked ridiculous.
He was awesome.
A little bit.
America had normal hair, right? But that's about the only character that had normal hair.
Yeah, we need to establish
Yeah.
before we start talking about America that it's a character in the movie.
That's true.
Yeah, America
That's
is a
true.
character in this movie.
Yes, I didn't mean
that
America
takes
as a
place-
whole. I mean one haircut.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not North Korea.
no, but it is South Africa. The writers of this movie were Neil Blomkamp. I probably butchered that name, but you're used to
What'd
that
you
if
do?
you listen to this show.
What'd you do?
And then there was Terry Tatchell. Now, the first guy, Neil, also directed it. And the main characters in this movie are, well, Chappie. And that was Charlotte Copley. Dev Patel is Dion Wilson, or a.k.a. The Maker. Diane Ward as themselves. Hugh Jackman is Vincent Moore with the stellar modern mullet. And then Sigourney Weaver is Michelle Bradley.
Hugh Jackman
And then,
is a douche.
So says social media ninja was a co-writer.
Well, I mean, yeah, but this was
True.
from IMDb, and
So
they
he
didn't
wrote
put it
some of
down.
the scenes. He probably quote wrote the scenes where he was trying to teach her to be a gangster.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
Shooting the
Those
gun,
were
that was
awesome.
probably his scene.
No, you gotta do it right and
Yeah,
tilt it fucking sideways.
I really
Skill
think,
shot.
I think those are the scenes he wrote. But
Be like, yeah, because you have so much more control over a gun when it's sideways.
Exactly.
I love that.
Fucking moron. Alright, so we got this movie from Family Video, but you can also get it Netflix, DVD, Redbox apparently has it still, Amazon you can buy it or rent it, Vudu you can rent it, and you can even rent it off of YouTube. Brief description of this movie is the South Africa police get robot cops. The Maker's trying to create one that has consciousness, and that becomes Chappie. Hugh Jackman makes these moose robots, and he's turned down by Sigourney because they just weren't, they're too expensive.
Overkill.
Exactly, overkill.
horrible design.
Horrible design, overkill, too much bullshit. So Chappie learns super quick once he gets the consciousness. Hugh Jackman shuts down all the robot cops while Chappie is like learning how to be Chappie, and he's trying to be #1 gangster. And then he realizes that he needs to get consciousness because his battery's running out because the Maker put him in a body that was going to explode in 5 days or just shut down. Hugh Jackman shuts down all the robots. Then Chappie comes back back. Good prevails. Hugh Jackman doesn't. Chappie and Dion the Maker go into new bodies because Chappie's figured out consciousness and has been able to transfer people into new bodies, so essentially you are never going to die. He brings back Mommy, a.k.a. Yolandi, who does die from Hugh Jackman's crazy moose robot, and
She's badass.
that's how it ends.
She's badass.
She is badass.
She's badass.
And the end.
The end.
Alright, so how did you guys feel about watching this movie?
It's good. I thought it was an exciting movie.
I mean, this was the second time you saw it, so, I mean, was it different watching it the second time as opposed to the first time through?
Yeah, not as involved in the movie, but I mean, you see new stuff when you watch it more than once, and it was good. I liked it.
I wrote down I also saw it for the second time.
Oh, fucking special white chocolate over here.
But I wrote down my reaction for the first time, my initial reaction, and it was surprised because of Diane Antwoord, because they acted the shit out of this movie, and I don't know if it was just because it was them, which I guess it should have been really easy, but that was awesome, and the effects and the idea was awesome. It was just a surprising movie. I didn't think it was going to be nearly as good as it was.
See, I didn't think they were going to be big characters in it based on the previews that I saw for this. And then, while watching it, I'm like, how the fuck did they get this job? Is it just because they're big and they're from South Africa?
Well, they're all over YouTube. Look at all the people that have gotten famous because of YouTube.
It's true.
Yeah,
Well,
they weren't producers. Supposedly Ninja co-wrote a few of the scenes, but
Well, supposedly
I was expecting them to have it either be their movie or a friend of theirs that they knew was making the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, that was part of it I was kind of just baffled about. And then I kind of thought the movie was a little overhyped. Because I hadn't seen it. The movie came out a little bit ago.
Yeah, but it was just Friends hype, right?
No, I mean, it was...
Because I didn't see a lot of trailers and stuff for it.
Not even
it
trailers,
started
just
coming out.
talking to people.
Well,
and then
yeah,
being
just
like, oh, did you see Chappie? Or seeing something on
social
Facebook
hype.
where someone's like, oh, we just watched Chappie and it was so much better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's really about overcoming expectations with this movie. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Because
but
you saw that, it made you have to like it more.
expectations were so
Yeah.
low.
Well, for me, it was
you
kind of
wouldn't
like
have read
I'd
any of that,
heard
you would
it was
have
good,
liked it.
even though not to expect anything from it. And that made me think, okay, well, it's going to be good. It was just another movie.
Right.
Just another movie.
I don't know, I watched Focus the other day and I thought that was better.
That was a
Seen
good movie.
Focus yet, but
That's a good movie.
I've heard good things.
Better? I don't know.
I would say I would give
They're both
Focus
equally pretty
more
good
50
movies.
Randy Quaids than I would give this. I would say Focus gets roughly 33. You'll get my 50 Randy Quaids on this later.
If I had to give Focus... see, I already said I'd score it close to this one, so I can't.
What would you score Gone Girl at?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe that's another episode.
Okay.
I'd
Gone
give it
Girl's-
a 38, 39.
Gone Girl was good.
I was
so
just curious as to where your range was. That's all. Because I know Gone Girl was good. I saw it.
I would say it was probably close to what White Chocolate was said.
What did you say? White Chocolate?
Like 38, 39.
Okay, cool.
I would say I'm right around that ballpark.
Maybe up there. Better than average. Not an epic movie. Not Gladiator or Breakfast Club or
Back to the Future,
Back
obviously.
to the Future. Yeah, but a good movie, definitely.
This movie just didn't have as many jokes as I thought it should have or could have had.
I thought it was freaking hilarious.
There were parts that were funny.
It was more serious than I expected.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
it was still, the humor was awesome.
Yes, no, the humor that was
humor in the
there was
movie
awesome,
was
but as far
perfect.
No, there was-
there was more seriousness than I expected to be in the movie.
I think as far as seriousness and humor, it was perfectly balanced. It was great.
that may
The
be.
humor fit the seriousness, and it all just kind of flowed really nice.
Yes, I thought it was very good too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There wasn't, I don't know, maybe I just
But I mean,
love
it's-
one-liners.
It's even billed as an action sci-fi. How fun! I mean, there definitely are funny action sci-fi movies,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
but
Serenity.
wouldn't comedy be in
Oh
there
my God.
if it was trying to be overly?
Well, yeah, but even in a
Funny.
non-comedy movie, such as The Counselor, there is great one-liners.
We need to do another contest.
Always
So one of the
brings up the
questions can
counselor.
be: How many times has the counselor
Yeah,
been brought
I've
up?
watched enough episodes to know that the counselor always comes up. Somebody always brings it up.
It's bad.
usually Pat too.
It's bad. But you know what? There's a new worse movie for me on this show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Counselor was that bad, so.
Alright, so
Whatever.
one of the things about this movie that really kind of fucking irked me was, why is the creator of this robot just sitting with all these other seemingly normal employee.
Yeah, you think he'd have like an office on like the 50th floor of some building.
At the very
Right.
least, he's
Yeah.
got an office.
Right, yeah.
Right.
With a door.
Yeah.
Yes.
A door.
Unless all the people around him were all engineers and they all had the same job and they had like the whole floor.
But
And
even
his
They
still,
must
job
own
wasn't that
him.
good.
I mean, like his contract, they must own him or something. Where they have like, they pay him to come up with stuff, and then they own, his patents. They get, they get the patents.
yeah, because even
Right.
his house is like.
Yeah, he's not balling.
No, yeah.
No.
I mean, you'd think that you just created the robot police.
Right.
And your company just got an order for an extra 100 fucking robots.
Yeah.
And you...
Yeah. I don't know if they ever tell you how much they cost, but those things are not cheap. There's
No.
there's no way
There's
they're
no
cheap.
way.
No way they're
No
cheap.
way.
I mean, there were so many scenes where they're just showing these fucking people that they're fighting.
He shouldn't even be
just
there.
blowing them
The
apart.
spare parts alone.
He
Oh,
should be in like
God,
some
yeah.
big mansion in the Bahamas.
Is there anything that you guys didn't get about this movie?
Negative. Loved it all.
Okay, the only thing that I didn't get was how the neural helmet works on humans and Chappie at the same time. I get how a neural helmet works on a human, how it relays commands from the helmet to the robot, so that Hugh Jackman can drive his machine or whatever. But I don't get how the helmet can transfer Chappie's consciousness to a hard drive.
Well, I
It's
think-
not like he has neurons in his head.
I think that's why-
I mean, if he would have plugged himself in, like a jack or something like that, I'd be all good. But he put the helmet on. And the helmet is what sensed his neural links. It shouldn't have worked like that. They should have had him plug in
Right.
with a different hookup to the same machine.
I think when he had all the PlayStation 4s hooked up and he was linking up, he was reconfiguring how the
I
helmet
think,
would read
not saying
consciousness.
that would be logical, but that's how the movie answered that question. That was their best answer for that question. He tried, it failed. He did some crazy shit, it worked. So
Yeah,
he figured
because
out a
he
way
just-
to make it work because
he
he's
just
super
read
smart.
the entire
It just-
internet.
It just seems like he would need a different interface.
He's
But
smarter than we are.
I do agree, but he just seems like he would still need a different interface or different sensors
Or just a different way
if
to
he would
do
have
it.
built if he would have built something else right there. But I don't know. But it did simplify things, and that may be possible. Maybe he just reconfigured it.
And that's what I think he did, but no, yeah, I totally agree that there's definitely some weird stuff going on there. So is there anything else that you might not have liked about it? Or what was like your worst scene? Apparently White Chocolate doesn't have a worst scene.
Negative.
He loves
I don't like-
loves
I don't-
Hugh Jackman.
The scene
fucking-
when
I don't like the dead dog scene. I know why it's there and it's necessary, but I mean, I just don't like it. Or the
I
scene
get
where he
that.
gets beaten up and destroyed and set on fire, like that scene.
That had
kinda
to be
sucks.
there.
But yeah, I mean, it all had to be there. I'm
Right.
sort of agreeing with you. I don't
But
think
yeah,
there was.
it would be a legit worst scene
Uh,
because it is a shitty scene.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily have a worst scene because all those scenes that you guys were just describing, they needed to be
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
They were,
Right.
they did their job.
That's
they
what I was
made
gonna say. In
you.
a way, they're the good scenes.
Yeah,
because they
it-
did what they
Right.
were supposed to do.
It made it, tug at your heartstrings and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. But my biggest problem with this whole movie is how they just gloss over everything. They're like, well, this guy steals a fucking master key so he can turn Chappie back on, and a guy calls him. He's like, hey, if you don't return this tonight, I'm gonna have to tell the boss. It's been 3 fucking days, but oh yeah, I took it home to
was an
work on a
accident.
project.
Who
Right.
knows what their policies are? But they do make it seem like it's an extremely important key. so.
Right.
Well,
The
it's
only
locked
thing-
in a safe.
Well, yeah, but then he has the key too. I mean, it wasn't like he had to get somebody's permission to get the key. When he wanted the key, he just walked in and grabbed it, pretty much.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, Hugh Jackman's got access to this too because he's trying to do the same thing. Because he shut down all these fucking things after he finds out that Chappie's got it in his head and he's being #1 gangster.
He needs to make everything. He needs to make the city blow up so that they need his sheen.
Things have
Oh,
to get
yeah.
worse.
Right.
And yeah,
Much worse.
Much worse.
Yes.
and it just
Which
seems
they
like
did.
Sigourney Weaver is just clueless to everything. She's just like,
Pretty
I'm just
much.
going in and out of meetings talking to a bunch of old men.
And all she cares about is money.
Yes.
and all
yes.
she cares about is money.
Yeah, money, her ego, giving blowjobs to the old men.
I don't think
And-
they needed her in the cast.
No, yeah,
They
she was
could've
completely
got-
clueless.
They
Yeah.
could have got
Yeah.
anybody. They could have got some
Yeah.
brand new hot chick to do it, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
The role wouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not saying Sigourney Weaver's not hot.
I'm saying it.
You'd bang her.
Probably. Oh, and Sigourney
How many
Weaver.
Reedy Quains would you give Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney
A
Weaver.
solid 75.
Sigourney Weaver, if you're listening to the show and you'd like to be a guest, you can just email us and we'll get that set up. All right, so what's your guys' favorite scene or favorite part of this movie?
the gangster training scene is what I have down. Although I also really, really like the carjacking scene. Chappie's trying to get Daddy's car back. That's pretty hilarious. And really, the best part of the movie is Chappie's personality. Just
For sure.
Chappie is just the best part.
Chappie's awesome.
I mean, it's a voice actor, but still,
It's
the
very well
CGI
done.
combined with the voice acting.
Excellent.
Yes.
I don't know, my favorite scene was when America is trying to explain to Chappie that it's okay to stick a knife in somebody because then they go to sleep.
They go night night.
Exactly.
And they even bring it back when they're doing the heist, stealing all the
Yep,
money, and
yep.
he's all like, "Go to sleep," throwing the ninja stars at him.
And that's where he figures out that it's
That it's
he's
not,
not doing
though.
what he thinks he's doing. Yeah.
Because he
He's
did
like-
say to the
because
guy, you know,
he
hey,
sees the
I'm
guy.
sorry.
He's like, well, he's not. I thought you were gonna sleep. Yeah, that's what he
Right.
said, yeah.
My favorite scene was really just the small part where Ninja's coming up with the gun and he's gonna start showing Chappie how to be a #1 gangster, and Chappie's sitting there with the mommy doll and he's all like talking to it and cutting its hair and everything,
Yeah.
and then he's all like, "Chappie!" He's like, "Ooh," puts it right behind his back. He's like, "What do you have?" "Nothing."
Nothing.
It's like a little kid.
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
it's crazy
"Put that
that he
away."
knew. Like you said, it's crazy that he knew.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
Daddy's not
Right.
gonna like this.
Yeah. He instinctively knew that Daddy wasn't gonna like him. I mean, I don't know how old he was at that point, but he knew. He already
Yeah.
knew that Daddy was not gonna like this.
Yeah.
He was probably close to teenage at that point.
Even though Daddy hadn't seen the doll before, hadn't
Yeah.
seen him with the doll before,
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I liked all kinds of stuff. I liked the cars in the movie.
Of course.
There was
did
about
have the cars.
4 or 5 badass
Ninja's-
cars in this movie.
Ninja's car was
Ninja's car was awesome.
badass,
It's like a
yes.
2014 Subaru
Yeah.
WRX, all black,
Uh-huh.
matte black.
Yes.
Oh.
And the soundtrack was awesome. I
Yes,
guess.
the
Oh,
soundtrack.
absolutely.
Diane
I'm
Ward
biased
as a
'cause I'm a
whole.
fan, but as a whole,
Diane
the
Ward
whole-
as a whole was one of my favorite things in this movie.
Yeah. that's
Yes.
The acting, the
true.
soundtrack.
Chappie was
everything.
better, but Diane Ward as a
Oh, yeah.
whole was
Oh yeah.
made the movie. Without it, it would have not been anywhere close to a movie.
No.
Yeah, but
no.
Chappie was written. Diane Ward was acted. I think that them and the way they were and their demeanor made them like really stand out in this movie. Chappie was written down. He was just reading lines, and then they threw the CGI to it. There wasn't really a whole lot of. But another one of the favorite things was the bond in the movie between the Watcher and Chappie, because in the beginning he's just some dude, and by the time you get to the end, you're like start feeling sorry for him, and you're like, wow. And he's a cool
Yeah.
cool character.
Yeah, by the end, you're in love with Chappie.
Yeah,
usually.
for sure, for sure.
I thought it
And
was kind of weird how they put the body of the guy into
a robot.
one of the robots.
Dude, when he did it and
That
he
was
stood
so
up and he
cool.
looked at his dead body, that would be the craziest moment right there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Your
that
brain would
be
just
fucking
explode.
weird.
That
That'd be super weird.
would be crazy.
And a test robot, too. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Exactly.
I
Now
don't
I'm,
even- well,
now I'm orange for
really?
the rest of my life. Well, I guess you could just get a new paint job. But I mean, seriously?
True.
mean,
I wouldn't.
Now
I
you
wouldn't
gotta
be
worry
worried
about, now
about
you
what
gotta
kind
worry
of
about
robot.
batteries.
I would just be like,
probably hydraulic
I'm a
fluid.
robot.
I mean, it is cool, I guess, that you could live forever, but I mean, you're gonna have to go to a hardware shop and get set up, or else, you know.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to get some batteries or something.
One bad thing, and
Yeah.
and you're not coming back unless you like keep saving. But what would that be like to be copied over and over again and just like saved on a file and then like
Meet yourself, like, 10 times a
rebooted
day?
like loading a long ago save on an RPG. You know, it's like what the fuck? You know,
Where was
like,
I?
Do you come back or is it that guy from
What was
before?
I doing?
or-
I would totally make like 5 Chuck Banners, and then we would just go and fucking wreck shit.
That would be scary.
It'd just be 5 Chuck Banners, just being like, "Fuck you, I banged your mom, fuck you."
Want to go golfing?
Want to go golfing?
one Chuck Banner always has to be golfing at all times.
All right. So, what was your favorite joke or best line from this movie?
You mentioned it already. It was the indestructible gangster #1. That was just hilarious. That was just like the most hilarious. And I also have to agree with your favorite scene when he's walking like a gangster and teaching Chappie for the first time how to be a gangster. That's probably my favorite scene.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this wording exactly right. It's a little hard for me to understand Chappie sometimes.
I'm pretty sure it's Smash.
But it's when Daddy, stay here. I'm gonna go trash a man.
It was
It's just hilarious.
It
I
was a good
love
one.
it.
I kind of thought the best running joke was the modern mullet.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Because I just thought there was not a lot of jokes in this movie. So I was just like, this is kind of like the modern joke. Like, the modern mullet is the running joke of this movie. Kind of like the eyebrows was the running joke in Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
Ninja's personality is kind of a joke to me. Like, maybe it's serious. Maybe he's like that all the time and everything. Like, even like behind closed doors with his wife, is he really walking around with chains on, talking about Zeph and all kinds of stuff like that? Maybe he does. I don't know, but whether or not he does, his personality is definitely entertaining.
It did seem like there was a lot of shameless promoting.
Oh yeah, there was.
Yeah.
What is shame? Like,
Right.
I don't think they know the meaning of the word, and more power to them. I mean, whatever you can do, but I mean,
No, definitely get your name out there. I mean, you're in
Yeah.
the movie. Why the fuck not wear your shirts and shit and have your music everywhere? And
everything that Yolandi wore in the film, she has worn in actual music videos for her
Yes.
videos before.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure they took rooms out of this building and they were in the videos. Like the Enter the Ninja video when
I'm pretty
she's reading the
I'm pretty
book to
sure their
Chappie and
house
she's
is a
sitting
real
there and all those
place.
pictures are behind
I'm
her.
pretty sure
That's
that they
true.
spent
Like the
time
same
at
thing.
the place. Like in
Right.
real life, Yolandi and Ninja spent time homeless or whatever you want to call
Oh,
it
yeah.
at the place where they
Yeah.
have their house in the movie. I'll
Yeah.
bet you, it wasn't just made up.
Yeah.
no, I could definitely.
It's
see
like
that.
8 Mile for Diana.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm
With
sure,
a robot.
I'm sure the ghetto really, really
'Cause they're
sucks in
cooler.
South Africa. I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know,
Well, I mean, we all saw the huts.
yeah.
These guys with popcorn mullets. I mean, what's scarier than a big dude with a popcorn mullet?
With a huge Africa tattooed on his chest piece.
Robot police. That's scarier than the dude with a...
Yeah, robot police is definitely a scary idea. I don't want to go anywhere near robot police right now. Alright, so we're going to rate this movie on a rating scale of 1 to 50 Randy Quaid's. Obviously, 1 is this movie is shitty as fuck. Don't see it. This shouldn't even been made. To all the way to 50 with such classics such as Back to the Future. Alright, so IMDb
Wars.
gave this movie 35 Randy Quaid's. And then we're going to start with our guest, Matari.
35 Randy Quaid's is the rating I gave it.
Nice.
I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, it defied expectations, that's for sure.
I gave it 40 Randy Quaids.
Nice.
'Cause I really liked it. I mean, there hasn't been a movie like this since, Short Circuit?
Yeah.
I mean,
It was very short-circuish.
It was.
it was fantastic. I loved that movie when I was little, and this is great.
I'll give it 38 Randy Quaid's.
You just decide that right now?
I did, actually. I processed, weighed, goods, the bads, the uglies, the banners.
38's good.
I liked a lot of it. I liked the end, the comedy, the acting, the story, the effects. There wasn't anything I didn't like. Some of the there were some holes, but there's holes in every movie.
How
Not every movie is perfect.
How stupid Hugh Jackman's robot was.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
a
would have
whole-
totally.
I mean,
invested-
how is he working there? I mean, I can see someone making a design, but how do you not fire that person after? I mean, you're looking for robot police, not the
was the big
Terminator.
thing.
I mean, I don't
No,
know.
it's the big, like,
it looked like the thing that beat
what
up
was it
RoboCop.
called?
That's
Yeah,
what it looked
the big
like.
thing
It
in
looked like the thing
RoboCop.
that beat up RoboCop.
This movie had RoboCop all over it. Like all of the voices for the robot police were totally RoboCop clips, and they just changed them just a little bit.
Affirmative.
It was crazy. Lots of RoboCop.
Alright, so Chuck Banner is going to give this movie 28 Randy Quaid's.
Holy cow! Of course he is.
Yeah, I figured. Hey, it's better than average still.
I mean, I
Yeah.
thought it was...
I figured he'd be a harsh judger.
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was terribly good. There wasn't a ton that I wasn't like, oh, wow. It was entertaining for what I thought it was going to kind of be. And like I said, I was already kind of overhyped going into it because I'd heard from a lot of people that
I
it
think
was
that
good.
ruined it for you.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
in a
they can
way.
do it. Sometimes
I think you
sometimes
would have
I,
got an extra 10 Randy Quaids out if you wouldn't have talked to anybody about
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if I would have gotten an
Additional
extra
impact.
10.
Well, no, man. My opinion.
I might have gotten like an
I
extra
liked it.
5, but I don't know. I mean, there was just some things that killed me in this movie that I just couldn't get over. And other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
What couldn't you get over?
Well, Hugh Jackman's hairstyle, everybody's
Oh.
hairstyles.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
they were just kind of like
Well,
it was distracting. I was just
Diane
like,
Warren's hairstyles were really messed up, but we've watched the video so much.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it didn't distract me and Kitty at all.
well, I mean, I've seen them before, and I've listened to their music and everything like that.
But then you have the mullet too. So.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like, why do these 3 characters have fucking crazy hair and Popcorn Guy?
Popcorn
Why do
mullet.
those 4 characters in this movie have fucking weird hairstyles? But then there's the Maker, who's got a normal hairstyle, and Sigourney Weaver, who's got a normal hairstyle, and all the extras that are extra fucking whatever they were in the building with...
Engineers?
Yeah, engineers with...
Did Sigourney Weaver even have an accent? I forget. Was she?
No,
I don't
she was
think
just-
so. No.
Not everybody
Bad
has
acting.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it's probably a multinational corporation, but
And I think they just separated it. I don't think they meant Hugh Jackman's hairstyle to be like the Thugs hairstyle. It was more of like a
Modern
army
mullet?
guy.
Yeah,
that
he looked like
now
Right.
makes robots.
I think it was most
Army nerd? I think that's what they're going for. Army nerd.
Ex-military.
Military nerd. That's what they were going for. But they just, I don't know. Everybody in the building dressed normal and had normal shit, and then everybody outside was
Fucked
all
up.
whacked out.
You can like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. Check out our new website, 50randyquades.wordpress.com. Next time on 50 Randy Quades, episode 12, High School. So roll one up. Tune in on August 31st and days out while we take you back to high school in this stoner comedy. What? Until next time, we watch movies so you don't have to. Peace out.
50 Randy Quades was recorded at Jane Jug Studios, hosted by Chuck Banner, produced by Chuck Banner and Tater Ricardo. Featured music is by Fox River Fallout.